What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of BAMGPG. I'll be your host, Bison.
And I'll be your co-host, Ben.
And today we're going to do a full-on mock draft with the Packers' worst trades. And if you haven't already, like and subscribe and go check out our TikTok, BAMGPG.
That's right, Bryson. So we are going to get into another 4-round mock draft. This time we are going to do it with the Green Bay Packers. And first, kind of digress a little bit, wanted to welcome everyone to Draft Week. So it is this Thursday. It's going to be held in Green Bay, Wisconsin. So we're going to run through with the greatest team in the NFL at the greatest location in the NFL, Lambeau Field. So the Green Bay Packers, 23rd pick in the NFL draft in the first round, starts on Thursday.
And just want to say, everybody, Happy Easter.
Yes, Happy Easter. Happy Easter. So, Bryson, we are going to allow trades in this draft. So we're going to go ahead and kick it off here. I do know you were working one up here behind the scenes, so we'll go ahead and share that out here. And let's go ahead and kick it off. So the trade we were looking at is the Arizona Cardinals with the Green Bay Packers. So we're looking at trading the 23rd for 16th and our 3rd for their 4th. So let's go ahead and offer this trade. And they didn't like that one so much, Bryson. So we can always entice it. Maybe we can throw in a 6 with it. Offer that trade. Maybe it'll be a 5th since we're doing that. There we go. All right, trade accepted, Bryson. So we moved up a few spots here in the first round. So let's go ahead and kick this off. We have pick number 16 in the first round.
Ooh. We got Mike Green on the board still?
Yes, so you have an interior defensive lineman, Walter Nolan from Ole Miss, still on the board. Again, our positions in need in Green Bay this year, pretty obvious. Wide receiver, edge rusher, and cornerback are going to be our positions in need in Green Bay. So on the board, right off the top, you have Walter Nolan, defensive lineman from Mississippi, on the board.
I want to look at Mike Green.
Mike Green on the board right here. So Mike Green,
I have to take him. I cannot pass up on Mike Green.
Yeah, Mike Green. Below or outside of Abdul Carter, he's the top edge rusher in the draft. Him and Abdul Carter, 1A, 1B. So Mike Green on the season, Bryson, 92.4 overall grade, had 17 sacks, 32 hurries on the quarterback, 1 batted pass. His pass rush grade on the season was a 91.4. His run defensive grade was a 90.2. So quick look at his size here. He's 6'4", 248. Fantastic size for an edge rusher. It's a great player. Great pass rusher. He also has pretty good run defense to his repertoire as well. So Mike Green from Marshall, we're going to go ahead and take him here in the first round with our 16th pick. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the trigger on that one here, Bryson. And that will bring us to the second round here. So we've addressed our edge rusher. We got that right away. So we need a wide receiver and cornerback. And look who happens to be at the top of the board right here for us, Bryson.
Benjamin Morrison.
Benjamin Morrison. So again, he got injured this season, so he had a short season. He's going to be coming back from an injury. What's that look like? Typically at his age, players can typically bounce back pretty well from that. He's not an older player by any means, but he did grade out of 71.4 on the season. Coverage grade 68.4. Run defense grade 76.7. Coverage grade in zone is 67.4. Man coverage 62.2. Again, you got to take these stats with a grain of salt. He didn't have a full season of work here. Size-wise, pretty decent. Our average size for a cornerback. He's 6 foot, 190 pounds, coming out of Notre Dame. Bryson, it's going to be hard to pass up on. We need a cornerback. There's not a better one available right here. Wide receiver, possibly. Let's take a quick look at that. You got Jalen Royals available. Savion Williams is still there. I think I'm going to go ahead and draft. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do it here. So I'm going to go ahead and draft Benjamin Morrison here. Address that cornerback position early on. So let's do that in the second round. And that will bring us to our next pick here, Bryson. We are on the board with pick 115.
Take a look at.
You want to take a look at our other position in need?
A wide receiver.
Wide receiver.
Yep. Take a look
So
out.
we got one top of the board actually here. So Kyle Williams from Washington State is still on the board. Again, we are in the third round here. His overall grade is 79.9. Did have almost 1,200 receiving yards on the season. You look at his snaps on the season, slot versus wide. He was predominantly wide, which is what we're going to be looking for because, as we mentioned, Christian Watson is going to be out for the bulk of the season, at least the first 12 weeks of the season. And when he does come back, he's not going to be 100% Christian Watson. There is going to be a build-up period for him when he does come back. So we're going to have to replace that production on the outside that we're missing from Christian Watson, right? So this guy has a ton of experience lining him up outside as opposed to slot, almost a 3-to-1 ratio there. And he had almost 1,200 yards. Receiving grade was an 82.1, and his grade versus man coverage 89.8. Another number I like to look at, Bryson, contested catch rate. Like to see that above 50%. He was at 62.5 on the season for that. 6 foot 186, so pretty average height for wide receiver. He's not that 6'4", 6'5" wide receiver that we have in Christian Watson. But he's had a great collegiate career. Again, 1,200 yards is hard to look past for that, but we can go ahead and pull up some other wide receivers if you'd like to.
Yeah, let's look at Tory Horton.
Tory Horton from Colorado. I like him a lot. May be able to snag him in a fourth round as well, but he's a 6'3", 185, so he's got good size to him. He graded out at 82.3. Had a short season, again, similar to Benjamin Morrison here. He only played 5 games, had 331 yards. So let's kind of skip over to his 2023 season. That'll give us a better snapshot of his production on the field. So he played 12 games in 2023, graded out at 87.9, had 1,144 yards and 8 touchdowns. Receiving grade last season was 81.4. Grade versus man coverage 72.3. And again, contested catch rate, you like to see it 50% above. He was right at 50%, so I'll put that in the kind of the average category for us here, Bryson. But that is Tory Horton. Again, we may be able to snag him here in the next round if we're patient. Kyle Williams, probably our best bet here, but it is your pick here, Bryson.
Let's take a look. Let's go with Kyle Williams.
Kyle Williams, wide receiver, Washington State. So we're going to go ahead and pick him up here with pick 115. And that brings us to our final pick here at pick 124. So Savion Jones is on the board. We could go heavy on edge rusher, Bryson, from LSU. I like him a lot. It's a big body. He's 6'6", 280 pounds from LSU. Pass rush grade was 76.8. His run defensive grade could use some improvement, right about average at 69.1. 5 sacks on the season, 6 hits, and 32 quarterback hurries with 2 batted passes. Savion Jones, defensive end. But for the sake of the Packers, since we are going to be missing some production here, let's go ahead and look at wide receiver, Bryson. So you got Isaac Tesla. Didn't have a great collegiate career, but he is a big-bodied wide receiver, 6'4", 217.
He's also at the Division II level.
He is, and well, he plays for the Razorbacks, so he would be D1. But I'm looking at his snaps here, and this kind of confuses me, right? So he's a big body, 6'4". Majority of his snaps were in the slot as opposed to wide, so that's a little concerning for me. You know, a receiver of that size, you would like to see him lined up outside. I'm not quite sure. I don't know enough on Isaac Tesla as to why, or maybe it's the system they run there as to why he didn't line up outside as much. So that one's a little concerning to me. Let's take a look at Tory Horton again. Again, we ran through his stats. Better snapshot in 23, 87.9, 1,144 wide or receiving yards on the season, 8 touchdowns. Decent size to him, 6'3", 185. You look at his slot snaps versus wide. Let's look at 2023 because that paints a better picture for us here. So it's almost a 3-to-1 ratio with 317 being out wide and 127 snaps in the slot position. So I'm going to go ahead and take him. I'm going to take Tory Horton here with pick 124, Bryson.
Okay.
So that will wrap up our draft here, Bryson, for the Green Bay Packers here. So let's quick recap. So we had Mike Green in the first round, edge rusher, excellent player. Benjamin Morrison, we snagged him in the second round. Again, excellent player. Kyle Williams, wide receiver from Washington State, got him in the fourth round. A+ on those first three. And Torrey Horton got an A- on him in the fourth round as well from Colorado State. So overall grade on this mock draft is an A+, top 29% of the Green Bay Packers mock drafts here on PFF. So Packer fans, get excited. Draft's coming up. We're less than a week away. It's on Thursday. It's this Thursday, Bryson. So let us know what you think. I do know it's just the first round there Thursday night, but if we get through the first 4 rounds here and we have this list on the board, how would you feel about it? Mike Green, Benjamin Morrison, Kyle Williams, Torrey Horton. Let us know in the comments. Let us know in the comments who you're kind of hoping for here in the first round.
Personally, I'd feel good about it.
I would feel excellent about this list here, if we're able to do it. So yeah, again, let us know what you think. Do you think Green Bay stays put at 23? Do you think they try to trade out of the first round? I'm really hoping they don't, because we need to kind of bona fide first round. I'm hoping for a wide receiver, but I wouldn't mind a top tier edge rusher too. But we may have to move up, as we did in this draft, from 23 to probably inside that top 16, top 15 picks to get one of those bona fide premier edge rushers in this year's draft class. So let us know what you think. Does Green Bay stay put? Do we move up, move back? And who are you looking forward to taking on Thursday night with the draft in Green Bay, Wisconsin? So, and Bryson, it's go Pack, go.